The air was crisp, like a freshly picked apple. Leaves danced in shades of orange and gold. It was fall, and for 15-year-old Sarah, that meant one thing: the homecoming dance.
Excitement bubbled inside me, but it was tangled with nerves.
The gym would be decorated, transformed with streamers and twinkling lights. Music would pulse, inviting everyone to the dance floor. Sarah could picture it, a swirl of colours and laughter. But there was one big problem. Who would she go with? Billy stared at his reflection in the bathroom mirror. He splashed water on his face, trying to cool the heat rising in his cheeks. The homecoming dance was looming, and there was someone he desperately wanted to ask.
Sarah.
The thought of her sent a nervous flutter through his stomach. She was beautiful, with her long flowing hair and eyes that sparkled with intelligence. They shared shy smiles across the English classroom, and Billy was convinced he could spend hours just talking to her, but asking her to the dance, that felt like a monumental task.
What if she said no? What if I stumbled over my words and made a fool of myself?
The fear of rejection was a powerful force holding him back. He practiced in his head, imagining different scenarios.
Hey, Sarah, want to go to the dance with me? No, too casual. Sarah, would you do me the honor of accompanying me to homecoming? Too formal.
Billy sighed, feeling the weight of his own expectations. The school hallways were a whirlwind of activity. Lockers slammed, friends gossiped, and laughter echoed off the walls. But for Sarah, it was as if she were in a bubble, her thoughts a jumbled mess of what-ifs and anxieties.
What if Billy didn't ask me? Would I end up going with a group of friends feeling like a fifth wheel? Or worse, would I stay home, watching cheesy rom-coms and feeling sorry for myself?
The thought was unbearable. And then there was the dancing. Sarah loved music, but the idea of dancing in front of everyone, especially Billy, filled her with dread.
What if I stepped on his feet? What if I looked awkward and clumsy?
The pressure to be perfect felt suffocating. Section 4. A look across the room. Billy adjusted his backpack, his heart pounding in his chest. He spotted Sarah at her locker, her back turned to him. This was his chance. He took a deep breath and started walking towards her, each step feeling like he was wading through quicksand.
As I got closer, I noticed her shoulders slump slightly, as if she were carrying the weight of the world.
Suddenly, Sarah turned, her eyes widening as they met Billy's. The world around them seemed to fade away, the noise and chaos replaced by a silent understanding. In that moment, all of Billy's carefully constructed sentences flew out the window. All he could manage was a hopeful smile. Section 5. The Power of a Moment. Time seemed to stand still as their eyes locked. Sarah's heart raced, her breath catching in her throat. Billy's smile, though hesitant, sent a wave of warmth through her. It was as if he had spoken the words without actually saying them. The question hung in the air between them, unspoken but understood. And in that moment, Sarah knew exactly what she wanted.
I offered a shy smile back, my cheeks flushed with a mix of nerves and excitement.
Their hands brushed as Billy leaned in, his voice barely a whisper above the surrounding noise.
So about that dance, he began, his words trailing off as the bell rang, signaling the start of class.
The spell was broken. The hallway flooded with students, separating them like a rushing river. Disappointment tugged at Sarah, yet a flicker of hope remained. He was going to ask her. She could feel it. Section 6. Echoes of What If. Years later, the high school gymnasium was a distant memory. Sarah, now a successful architect, stood beside her husband Billy, a renowned photographer. They were attending a gala, the room buzzing with conversation and laughter. As a slow song began to play, Billy took Sarah's hand, leading her to the dance floor. She smiled, remembering their shared history, the awkwardness and uncertainty of their teenage selves.
What if I hadn't gathered the courage to talk to you that day in the hallway? Billy asked, his voice a low rumble against her ear.
Sarah leaned into him, her heart full. Then I would have found a way, she replied, her voice filled with quiet confidence. Some moments are too important to be left to chance.
And as they swayed to the music, surrounded by the echoes of what-ifs and the sweet certainty of their love, Sarah knew that some moments, like the first chapter of their story, would stay with them forever.